Yesterday on Fox News Sunday, Mike Huckabee was asked about presidential aspirations, and we're getting a good sense of at least where his mind is going into this. Take a listen to this.
I haven't closed the door. I think that would be foolish on my part, especially when poll after poll shows that there is a strong sentiment out there. I end up leading a lot of the polls. I'm the Republican that clearly at this point does better against Obama than any other Republican. I'm not totally unaware of that.
But he's really not thinking about running for president.
No,
I mean, let's just be clear. He's noticed some of these polls. I mean, that's where things are, Rick.
And confirmation that a politician actually read a poll. How about that? Very, very rare. We're joined now for Post Politics Now by Chris Cillizza of WashingtonPost.com.
I'm stunned. Let me say stunned.
Stunned. Now, what's Huckabee doing? Do you think he's keeping his name in the mix for strategic reasons to kind of keep his name out there, make some money elsewhere?
I've been doing a lot of reporting since this. He was pretty blatant about it, as blatant as politicians usually are. So I've been doing a little reporting on it. Here's the problem. I actually think he probably is still considering the possibility. He hasn't solved the issue that led him to win Iowa and then go nowhere, which is he lacks real organization. He lacks any kind of real fundraising muscle. He's got lots of volunteers who are very supportive of him, beloved in the social conservative community, but that doesn't win you the nomination. This is a process. It's a strategic process, and I don't get the sense, Rick, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I don't get the sense that he has either chosen to or wants to learn the lessons from 2008 where he was a one-state wonder.
All right, so Chris, today is obviously the beginning of the Supreme Court confirmation battle here, battle royale. But even going in, we know what's going to happen.
Yep.
We know she's going to be confirmed. She will be going to the Supreme Court. So what are the political stakes, if any, here this week?
I always say, barring some sort of major revelation, it seems unlikely, given how much vetting gets done of these people now, John, that there will be that kind of major revelation. But yeah, you're right. I think what you're going to see is Republicans. Remember, the Republican base feels very, very strongly about judicial nominees. This is one of the things that gets them the most riled up, the most excited. The court, the Supreme Court, federal courts, this is something that matters to them. And as a result, I think you will see the Republican senators on the Judiciary Committee make sure they don't give Elena Kagan a pass. I also think they will walk a very fine line, though. They don't want to go too over the top. I guarantee you Joe Barton is on the minds of everybody in this room, frankly, because they don't want to make this about anything other than we are raising legitimate questions about how she would rule when she's on the court. We are not getting into personal matters. We're not doing that sort of thing because, remember, they want to fight this on the economy and on health care when it comes to the midterm elections. So they don't want to necessarily give too much attention to this issue because they think they can win much easier on other issues.
Chris, Senator Byrd's passing, of course, it being mourned across the Capitol, it creates a vacancy, obviously, that Democrats are going to have to deal with. Now, Governor Manchin, the Democratic governor of West Virginia, is going to be able to name an interim appointment. Do you have a read on whether this is going to be a 6-month appointment or a 2.5-year appointment?
We don't. Yeah, there is some issue. I feel like in every state, the state law is ambiguous.
That's right. That's right.
You would think that they would clarify it. There is some debate over whether the law calls for a 2010 special election or a 2012 special election. It is my sense in my reporting on it this morning that we are headed toward a 2012 election, which is a special election.
And clearly preferable for Democrats because you don't put it on the ballot this fall.
I do think preferable for Democrats. I think that Manchin appoints, as a result, a caretaker to hold that seat. The reason he appoints a caretaker is because he would like to be the next senator. He has made no bones about an interest in being the Senate. He would be the Democrats' strongest candidate. So I think what we're looking at is a caretaker appointment. A couple people mentioned former state party chairman, the state Senate president, who has a great West Virginia name, Earl Ray Tomblin, are mentioned. And then I think you're looking at Manchin likely as a Democratic nominee. And if Republicans have anything to do with it, a woman named Shelley Moore Capito, the congresswoman from the 2nd District since 2000. They urged her to run against Byrd in 06. She took a pass. My guess is she would run this time.
And the White House needs that caretaker to come in and vote for financial regulatory reform. But let me ask you, now that we have Scott Brown suggesting he may now be a no vote, is it possible we could see this Wall Street reform bill go down?
I don't think so, John, though I defer to you because I think you know the Hill better. But my guess is the answer to that is no. I think that they will find the votes. They're so far along in this process. That said, before Scott Brown won, I would probably told you that they would find the votes for health care, which they eventually found the votes. It just took a while. But no, my guess is they will find the votes here. I believe in my math they're one vote short at the moment. Specter wasn't there last time. He will be there. So they're now one vote short. My guess is that they find it and clear the decks.
You get that replacement, and you figure out what's going on with Senator Brown. Chris Cillizza, WashingtonPost.com. He writes the Fix column. It's Post Politics. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Busy day all around, Carl. One of those days where you've got the ceremony, you've got the process, you've got the policy all coming together.